Hey guys, so for today's video I am going to show you how I went from this as being my before image to my after image, and all of these edits were done by using just Lightroom. I also wanted to state that Lightroom is so much more of a program, not just good for lighting and adjustments of exposure, different things like that, but you can also change out a background or open it up to different new avenues to using it as far as being your main primary program. So what I did for starters, this is my before image. I went over to my spot removal tool. I changed the spot removal tool to clone because what I wanted to do was get rid of the brown on this background and use just the blue backdrop back here. So I changed the clone. I made sure my clone opacity was 100%, dropped my feathering down just a bit, and then increased my size. Now this tutorial or video is going to be a very quick, brief touch-up video because there was a lot of different things that I added to this image to make it all come together as far as my final piece, and it did take me approximately 2 to 3 hours for the final piece. So I just drug my clone stamp all the way down, and then sometimes it will grab the area that you're really needing, sometimes it won't, so you'll just have to play with it and move it around. I'm pretty satisfied with the way this one came out. And then I'll click on a new clone or a new section. Like if I needed to get this one down here, which that one was a little bit trickier. And I would just move it to exactly where I wanted it. Or I would also play with the feathering to where it feathered it down off of her dress some. Then you can zoom into and just kind of move it around as you need it. Now, like I said, with this technique, it was quite time consuming. It just takes a lot of patience and playing around with the different clone stamp. And you can move this however you want, or you can delete it and start over again off of this one. What I did as well was I took little snapshots throughout my entire edit just so I could come back and make a quick video just to share this with other people that might not know this about the program and might feel kind of overwhelmed. This can be done by a beginner. This can be done by somebody that's more advanced. You don't have to be an expert at Photoshop or Lightroom to use these tools. It's just all about playing around with the different tools and options that you have with these different programs. So this was another edit I did, a snapshot I did, where I captured different cloning sections of the background to make it all blue. The next process I did was I wanted to get these flowers and use those as part of my backdrop as well. So I'm going to hop down. And then I did the exact same thing. I used the spot removal tool, changed it to clone, but what I did for the flowers was I dropped down the opacity on it to where it wasn't so bold, and I didn't want to clone it exactly. I wanted it to kind of blend in with the blue background. And I just dropped the opacity down depending on the different flowers and just kept playing around with it. Then one of the final things that I did, I'm going to drop down to another snapshot. You could see all of the different clone stamps. Like I said, it was very time consuming that I did all these processes. Went over to my adjustment brush. I select that and then I use the brush and just kind of brushed around the different flowers, and then I changed my texture and my clarity and I boosted it all the way down to where it gave it that smooth, creamy look. I also played with some of the contrast on it. It's just all about playing with each different brush and giving it a different look. One other thing I would like to share, I'm going to go all the way back. I wasn't a big fan about some of the shadows underneath her eyes, so I used the same technique with the clone tool. I'm going to zoom in really good so you guys can see what I did. I took the spot removal, clicked on clone. I'm going to leave it at 100% opacity, drop my feathering down just a little bit. And then I went right underneath her eyes, selected it. I wanted to grab a part right below her where it was darkest. And then I dropped my opacity down quite a bit because I just wanted to affect those shadows, clean that up a little bit. The same thing with this eye right over here. That one might be a little too intense for me. Drop that opacity just a bit more. Okay, so you kind of get the feel of what I did. I didn't want to use the adjustment brush on that. A lot of people do use the adjustment brush, which is completely fine. I wanted to give the skin more of a blended look from her natural skin color. So that's why I decided to not use the adjustment brush. I like to use the clone tool and just kind of blend it from there to give it that more natural look. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you there's the after, and then here is the before. Also did some other little adjustments to her skin, her hair. Just took away some of these little flyaways with the clone tool stamp. It was just a lot of creativity went into the final image. Just playing around, opening that box a little bit. If you guys would like to see a full tutorial or you have any more questions or anything, I do offer this as part of my photography services. You can always reach out to me. Also, drop a comment down in the comments below. I'd love for you guys to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I would also love to see what you guys have been working on lately. If you have some art piece that you guys have been working on and would like to share it, please, by all means, I would love to see what you guys are working on. All right, until next time, I will talk with you guys later. Bye.